Good morning, Year 6. So we are up to Wednesday of our hopefully last week of lockdown and this slightly different maths week. So we've done 2 days of line graphs. You've read them, you've drawn them. Hopefully you managed okay on Tuesday's lesson. So now we're using line graphs to solve problems, which is our final line graph objective. So, like the other days, I'll just talk you through the questions. Obviously, like I've said on Monday and Tuesday, do let me know if you need an extra video. I can just snip these onto a notebook so I can draw on them properly for you. So do let me know if you want me to do that extra step for you. So question 1, we've got the number of visitors to a shopping centre during one day. As always, we've got time going across the bottom here and the number of visitors going up in thousands up the side here. At what time was the greatest number of visitors at the shopping centre? So find the exact point where the bar, I keep saying bar when I mean line, where the line is at its highest. All right, sorry, I just had to pause that to listen to one of the Fulham players talking on the TV. Right, so we've done the first bit, haven't we? Yeah. What was the difference between the number of visitors at noon and at 3 p.m.? So we look at noon, that's 12 o'clock midday. And then we look at 3 p.m. So you need to work out the difference. So you're going to have to go up to noon, go across, and we're going to be estimating here. So this is 4,000, 5,000. Hopefully you can work out that that's got to be 4,500. So that noon, if you follow it across, was just kind of halfway there. So this is 4,000. This is 4,500 here. Can you work out what's halfway there? Jot that down. And then we need at 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. we follow it up. It's another kind of halfway-ish. So again, see if you can work out what there is. That's 2,000. That's 2,500. So what's halfway between 2,500 and 3,000? Okay. Work out the difference between those two numbers and we'll have that there, please. For how long were there 4,000 or more visitors at the shopping centre? So find your 4,000. And if you've got a paper pack, I would literally draw a line. If you haven't, don't worry. Imagine a line coming all the way across here. Between here and here, the line is above 4,000. So how long is that in terms of time from here to here? Approximately how many visitors were at the shopping centre at 2 p.m? So find your 2 p.m, follow it up, follow it across. It does say approximately. So approximately how many visitors are just here? What else? Have we got anything there? No. Right. Question 2. The graph compares the populations of two towns between 1960 and 2020. So a place called Abcaster is the blue line, and a place called Bington is the red line. You can Google yourself to see if those are real places. If they are, I've never heard of them. So how often was the population recorded? So look along the bottom. How often did they take a measurement? Estimate which town had the greater population in 1974. So if this, I'll just zoom in a moment. If this is 1970, this is 1980, halfway is 1975, so this little square here has got to be 1974. So which town had the greater population in 1974? We follow it up, and you can see there, hopefully, which one it... Sorry, I just had to pause the video again to listen to Scott Parker, the Fulham manager. Right, I'm back on. So 1974, which town had the greater population? 1974. If you have a look, there's not much difference in it. That's the blue line, that's the red line. You figure out which one's highest. Estimate the 2 years in which the populations were the same. So which 2 years do the lines essentially cross over? And that would be where they are the same. I'm not going to say anything else on that one. I think that's all right there. In which years was the difference between the populations greatest? So look at where the blue and the red lines are furthest apart, and that'll be your greatest difference. So just as an example, this looks like quite a big difference here. But then equally, that looks like quite a large difference there. Is that quite large there? Probably, but like here, that's not a very big difference, is it? So see where you can work out where the biggest difference is, okay? All right, next page. Oh, I zoomed in for that question, didn't I? That's why it's looking a bit odd. Let's zoom back out again. All right, number 3. This is called a conversion chart or a conversion graph. So we're converting miles and kilometers. If you did last week's maths, you will have done that on 2 of the lessons I think we had on that. So how many kilometers are there in 45 miles? You find your 45 miles along the bottom here. You work your way up, you go across, and you work out using the lines on the graph where you think that might be. So was it 45? So we're going up here, and then we're going across. If you try and follow it as closely as you can, and then you'll get an idea, okay? There's 10 little squares between each of these things, so that should help you to work that out. Right, let me just decrease the size again. How many miles are there in 128 kilometers? So this time, find your 128 going up the side. So we've got to be about here, and then work your way down to where the miles would be. So it's just whichever way you need to go, really. And then we've got a couple more questions on that. So we've got Mo and Eva. You can read this yourself, people. Use the graph to answer the question. And then a coach driver is driving a maximum of 400 miles a day. Have a look at this. Is he allowed to drive from Birmingham to Paris in a day? Use this to help you work it out. So this whole page is about this conversion graph, okay? So miles along the bottom. So let's say it's 10 miles, just as an example. 10 miles is approximately 15 kilometers, which I believe is a fact that we worked out last week. Okay, I'll do another one that I can see from here. 40, oh no, let's go the other way. Let's have 80. 80 kilometers, if we go down, is approximately 51 miles. So use that graph to help you do those questions. Okay, that is it for Wednesday. So I'll be back on Thursday with another video. Again, do let me know if you need me to do you any extra on here. If you need me to actually draw things on for you. And I don't have a problem doing that. Okay, I will speak to you for Thursday's lesson tomorrow.